The carnage. Congrats if you've survived with a mostly healthy roster. Week 3 waivers might be the most important fantasy football waiver wire of all time. Christian McCaffrey, Isaiah Pacheco, A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, Puka Nacua, Joe Mixon, Cooper Kupp, Tua Tagovailoa, Jordan Love, Keenan Allen. At least T. Higgins might return. Where's the reset button? Players must be under 60% rostered on Yahoo. Listed in order of preference. I'll regularly prioritize potential upside over immediate replacement production. RB backups have a separate secondary list based on only if the lead option got hurt. No FAB suggestions. It varies wildly by league tendencies and always relative X. If you lost your RB1 to injury and there is a clear backup, you're going to be more aggressive. Matthew Stafford, QB, LAR. It's week 3 and Infinity Duck is already here. This is as bad as it gets. Stafford is down multiple offensive linemen and now Cooper Kupp, and after Puka Nacua was already placed on IR. I'll touch on all Rams wideouts below, but none is a Kupp or Nacua, and again, that offensive line. Rachaad White, RB, TB. One of the reasons I had Bucky Irving as a top backup stash all preseason was concerns of Irving eating into White's passing game work. Well, Irving is eating into White's lead work, even before White's injury. If the inefficiency for White doesn't improve, Irving could push for the lead before long. DJ Moore, WR Caleb Williams was here last week, and he's struggling mightily, which is hampering the offense. Moore still has a 28.6 TMTGT%, but that's without Keenan Allen in week 2 and with Rome Odunze. Moore is worth a buy low as Williams acclimates to the NFL, but Moore is also no more than a WR3 until then. Rashid Shaheed, WR, that's a super shroom. As I mentioned on the Week 2 Wrap-Up podcast, Shaheed is for real and had identical 33.3 TMTGT% and 30% target share on first and second down as Chris Olave through the first 3 quarters. He'll regress a bit, but Shaheed looks to be a top 30 wideout for 2024. Brock Bowers, TLV. List of tight ends with more targets than Bowers. None. Gardner Minshew has turned Jacoby Myers into the third option, with Bowers being everything his draft profile suggested. He too gets a super shroom. Derek Carr, did you read my preseason piece about pre-snap motion? Praise be Clint Kubiak. And while Carr is not going to continue his 12.8 TD/ATT%, the offense is humming with a breakout number 2 wide receiver, who we'll talk about shortly. Carr looks to be this year's 2023 Baker Mayfield, who's doing just fine himself. Carson Steele, KC. Lead work ahead for an offense with plenty of scoring opportunities. This is one of the times I'll lean towards the lead instead of pass-catching option. Samaj Perine, KC. Perine could have more value than Steele if they push him into the lead, which isn't out of the question, but through the first 2 weeks, Perine looks to be holding the old Jerick McKinnon role. Bucky Irving, TBC. Worry report. Quentin Johnston, LAC. His rookie season was as expected. Needed a year, yet people complained. He had a lower drop percent than Keenan Allen. Still had a high ceiling, but even so, injuries had to open the door for Johnston.